especially with George Wilborn. Tonight's special guest star, Mooney, Sheryl Lee Ralph, and Bellamy. With special musical guest, The Whispers. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the baddest man on television, Mr. Michael Baisden. Coming to Baisden After Dark. Let me, first of all, thank the young ladies who gave me the great compliment on the radio show. How many of y'all listen to the radio show, the Michael Baisden Show? Everybody. Yeah, plenty of freaks in the room tonight, boy. Anyway, recently we had on the show, we talked about these photographs that have been posted all over the internet. Have you all seen these photographs of like the ghetto weddings and the ghetto prom pictures? Have you seen them? I mean, really, it's very embarrassing. If you all now check this out, there's one woman with this real, big girl, too. Nothing against the big girls, but certain things are not appropriate. She had on a really small piece of material that covered her nipple, basically. And then another, and this is a true story, and a very small piece of cloth that covered her behind. Did you see these photographs? You guys see it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
What are some of the photographs you saw?
There's a lot of them, a lot of different ones. The one I saw about 7 of them. And the one I saw, the girl was at prom, and she was pregnant, first of all. This
is a true story. I know y'all saw this picture, yeah.
I guess she had a it must have been custom-made dress because the stomach was cut out of the prom dress.
And she was pregnant.
She was very pregnant.
Yeah, you all saw this, right? You didn't see this photograph. Right, it's disgusting. And then also she had there was another girl with this hairstyle that was just crazy.
Man, the beehive, look, the beehive hairstyle. She had a beehive hairstyle with real bees in the damn, I couldn't believe it.
Now, my
4 people got stung, Mike. 4 people got stung.
It's stupid. My first impulse, of course, is to blame the young people, blame the teenagers, right?
Yeah.
But when you think about it, who's really responsible for these children being dressed like that? Exactly, the parents.
The parents are always responsible.
Why do you say that, George?
I say it like this, because just like manners are taught, also you're supposed to teach your kids how to act.
Check that out in a handsome class. Would you all agree with that? The parents are responsible. They are. Which brings me to my next point. We also need to teach a little etiquette to our young people in the restaurants and to adults too. If I have to go into one more seafood restaurant and see my people, black people, ordering fried catfish and white Zinfandel, I am going, can we please order something else and script scampi?
Well, you got a point, Mike, but I'll tell you what, if you hold your family reunion at Arthur Treacher's or Long John Silver, your ass is ghetto. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get into it, man. We're going to be coming back. We got a party for you tonight. That man has no sense. The manager tonight putting a class back in Clock Entertainment. Our guests are Paul Mooney, Sheryl Lee Ralph, Bellamy, and later, one of my favorite groups, the Whispers family. You're watching Baisden After Dark. Check it out.
You know the feeling. The thrill of the save. That secret high from stretching $1. That little rush in finding what you need for less.
Street, Baisden After Dark. Do you feel like we're going backwards, you know, when it comes to black comedies? You know, do you think it's derogatory in any way, some of the things that's coming out on TV?
No, we're keeping it real.
Do you think some of these shows stereotype us as black people?
Of course. Of course.
Are you all right with that?
No, but I mean, it's everyday life. It's going to happen regardless.
Not so much going back, but we're not going forward far enough. We're not going forward.
Do you think any of those shows that you're watching put black people in a bad light? Do you think it make us look buffoonish in any kind of way?
No. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Flavor Love, Charm School. Oh, my God.
What do you think is responsible for the stereotype?
Oh, wow. I just think it's a lot of people. I think the media, the artists themselves, you know, somebody just has to stand up and say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I would like to see happen, and actually go forth and do it.
Who do you think is responsible for the stereotyping?
I think it's a combination of society and black people as a whole not standing up saying, hey, you know, we are lawyers, we are doctors.
Who's responsible for the stereotyping?
White people.
Welcome back, family, to Baisden After Dark, where our issue today is putting the class back in black entertainment. Today we got a panel that's just blowing my mind sitting here in their presence. She starred in the original Dreamgirls. I love this woman. Please give some love to Miss Sheryl Lee Ralph. You've seen him on countless shows, including the Chappelle Show, but this man, to me and many others in the industry, comedians, he is a legend.
No doubt.
Show some love for my man, Paul Mooney is here. Also, we have the host of Who's Got Jokes and, of course, the last comic standing. Please welcome my man, Bill Bellamy is in the house.
Don't mess with Bill, baby.
And give it up for our partner in crime on the radio, my man, the stress reliever, George Hot Pants Wilborn. Hot Pants. Paul, I'm telling you, I'm completely in awe having you here, man. I have so much respect for what you've done, not only in comedy, but this man did it the way Richard did it, educating and making you laugh at the same time. It's great having you here, man.
Well, I only came because I want that $20 I loaned you. I want it. No, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. Hey, Paul, with the comedy, do you see it as educational or just comedy?
What?
The comedy itself. Do you see it as educating people or just being humorous?
Your comedy.
Well, people say, you know, that they're shocked by things I say, but I'm shocked by things I say. It's God's doing. It's innate. It's inside of me. It comes from somewhere upstairs. I'm not that funny. It comes from up there.
Oh, you're funny. I was at a show he did in Dallas recently, and there was a lot of whites in the audience, too. He said some things that I thought whites would be shocked by, and they were laughing harder than anybody.
Because it was real.
What do you mean by that, Bill?
Well, I've been a fan of Mr. Mooney for a long time. He's one of the most honest comics in the game, and he writes very cleverly. He hits you with hard topics and haymakers, but under it is so much truth. That's why it's funny. Do you know what I mean?
What do you say, G?
Well, I am not just a fan, I'm a student of this man. And any real comedian, you have to do your research and you have to find people who have broken ground and paved the way. If not for brothers like him, I would not be sitting as a co-host on one of the baddest shows around. And I study one of the baddest men. And it's not that his comedy is sprinkled with honesty. He's honest in his comedy. And it is, you know, he makes what he says, he means this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, really, Paul, we could have did, and Sheryl, I know you're familiar with Paul, we could have did
I've known her before she had breasts. Seriously, we go way back. Yeah, that young. We go way back. Yeah,
I was that young.
Yeah.
Having him on, to me, represents what we're talking about today, because Paul was able to shock, to do the comedy, but still keep it what I can't call, well, not necessarily classy, but it was not ghetto. Well, what do you say about that, where we're going with?
I love the fact that Paul Mooney was you were the executive, you were the producer of the Richard Pryor show when it came on TV, and you were the mastermind behind putting together all of those different comedians.
Yeah.
And
handpicked by me.
Absolutely, and they've had quite a long career in this industry.
Johnny Witherspoon.
Give me some names. Give me some names.
Robin Williams. Sandra Bernhardt.
Yes.
And the list goes on. It's scary. Marsha Warfield.
Yes.
It just goes on and on.
Marsha Warfield. How about Marsha,
Yeah,
man?
she's in Vegas. She's in Las Vegas. She's still around. Yeah.
And he did that. He picked those people. He put them all together. And I think that says a lot about him.
Tim Reed.
Yeah. Oh, handpicked by me. And what was great about this is that there was no audition. That was the first in Hollywood. Richard told NBC, Paul knows the talent. If he picks them, don't audition him. You just hire them. It was like that.
It was
and
like
you know,
that.
The people love the audition. They love,
Yeah, but you were too much for Hollywood, baby. You were too much for TV. You put them to the test.
So were you. So were you. While you put them on blast, so were you.
Because you kept it real, and you empowered a lot of not just black women, but black men as well with how you do what you do, young lady.
Do you know what you do, Sheryl?
No.
Well, whenever we've had you on the show, I cannot tell you the response that women have to hearing a woman who's articulate, who's passionate, who's powerful, but who is still a woman. And you managed to package all that up together. Do you think we're doing a good job now in the media of showing or portraying that kind of woman?
Yeah, I really have difficulty when the images that are constantly fed to me now at this stage in my life, that a woman has to drop it like it's hot. That the lyrics are saying to her, spread eagle, baby. That the lyrics are saying, I can make her pop just by touching her. That we have so much just turned women into such sexual creatures without even developing or thinking about the rest of a woman. And that's terrible for young women.
Bill,
very bad.
Bill, the first time I saw you on Def Jam, you weren't saying B and H and using all this language. Why do you think you've been able to be successful and still have staying power with the TV shows, etc., without going there?
Well, first of all, God has blessed me with a talent, and my talent has helped me sustain myself, you know. I always wanted to be funny, period. I didn't want to have to rely on being that dirty to get a joke. And being that I tried to come a little cleaner at the time when I was on Def Jam.
Were you conscious of being clean?
Yeah, I wanted to do something a little different so I could stand out, because there was so many great comics coming up in my class.
It was hot back then.
Everybody was good, you know. In my class was Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Chris Tucker,
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. I mean, it was fire.
There's a lot of us.
I was like, well, I'm going to wear nice shiny shoes. You too.
In fact, you took a lot of my jobs because we had the same hairstyle.
But I really wanted to work hard at being funny and also having a little style, because I was like, there was no comedian that had style at that time. So I said, this could be my little niche.
You came suited up.
I came suited up, and people used to think, like, man, he had money. I wore that same suit all the time.
You put that little curl in your hair.
That was a Jerry curl back in the day.
I want to say something in her regard. See, because I remember her from back in the day. She always, there's no substitute for class. See, there is no substitute for it. See, these women who run around, I won't name names, you guys know them, I won't name names because you know them.
Why you usually name?
Name everybody, Paul.
Being half naked and all this stuff, and their mother's still alive and showing their behind and saying they're past 40, all this craziness. But you see, take Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor has the biggest breasts from here to England. We never saw them.
True that.
We only saw a pretty face. We saw cleavage, rubies, and diamonds, okay?
That's right.
50 men she married, they saw them big old breasts. but, you know, we never saw them. And that's what I keep trying to tell these young women. I mean, it's, you know, there's no substitute for it. You don't have to do that. And I have nothing against nudity and all that stuff. I mean, if you're to the curb and you got to do what you got to do, get your money. But when you don't have to do this, wear a turtleneck.
There's been a void, I think we all agree, for a long time where there was like no Arsenio. I try and send a shout out to Arsenio. I would hope. Wouldn't you all love to see Arsenio on the show? What happened? What happened, Sheryl? I don't even know the story about what happened to Arsenio. We don't have a platform anymore, it seems like, an entertainment to show people like you. But Paul, of course, he's on television, but not like he should be. He's not getting the exposure. Well, what happened?
Something has happened. You know, we were talking backstage, and we all thought, we were saying, isn't it interesting that 20 years ago, there was at least a black cast on a major network. We don't have a black cast on a major network
You think we regress?
at all. Something has happened. We're on the fringes. We seem to be on the outskirts of it all. And why? I mean, what's happened? I mean, I know you made a joke about it and said they don't want to see us, but I know that's not true unless we're robbing stores and hacking up a
the
dress.
hit show for us is the news and cops. That's a hit show
Well, I'm
for
going
us.
to make a difference.
Yeah.
I think that that's what I want to do. I want to bring an amazing black cast to television and tell a story. I think.
How are you going to do
important.
that?
I don't know.
See,
He just said he wants to do it. And why did you challenge him with that question?
because I mean, where is it? Somebody, in order for things, okay, business is very personal. People always want to tell you it's not personal. Business is very personal, especially show business. It is based around relationship. Who knows you, who likes you, and who likes working with you?
Right.
Who trusts you enough to give you their money? That's how it works.
See,
And there are certain gatekeepers that have been there for 100 years, and they pass the key to their family.
Yeah, but back in the day, it
Yes.
was different because now, white is a new black. See, so you got to remember that.
He
See,
said white is the new black.
is the new black. So that's what you got to know. See, white
What, you
folks.
mean like Justin Timberlake
white
or what?
Folks, yeah, well, you got Justin, Eminem, you got a list of them. White is the new black, and that is part of the problem. You see, that's part of the problem.
Why, you think it was a mistake teaching them how to dance?
Listen, it was a mistake. It was a mistake teaching them. Period.
How do you feel, George, being in the business now? Do you feel, obviously, you do all kind of comedy. Do you feel like there's a certain level of class left? Can you be funny without lowering your standards of what you consider being classy?
Well, I've never lowered my standards in that, and what I felt the most comfortable for me is to be myself. And it's up to you to define it and label it and put it whatever category you want to, but it's no category to me. I'm going to do the best job I can in making people laugh by being me. And then that's it. I don't care about that. And if that means that I only make it to a certain level of success, then guess what? I've seen a lot of people. I think that you should have been on network television for 25, 35, 40 years. But you know what? Maybe because you chose not to flip flapjacks and tap dance, they didn't want you to be that way. And if that's saying the whole truth for myself, then so be it. But I'm not going to compromise who I am just in order to be successful.
We're going to take more of these questions from our audience when we come back. You're watching Baisden at the Dark. We're shutting it down, grown folk style.
All right, kid, let's get ready for this morning.
On the street, you're a man on the street, Baisden at the Dark.
Do you feel like we're going backwards, you know, when it comes to filmmaking and these shows? Do you think it's derogatory?
Definitely not. I don't think so. I mean, every once in a while you come out with a couple of shuck and jive movies, but, you know, for the most part, I think we're stepping our game up. I think we're getting more presence out there in Hollywood and especially on TV, more so in cinema, not really on television.
Well, you seem like you disagree with that.
I think that there's a lot of buffoonery out there. I mean, you know, like everything that you see where black people are is silliness. You know, it's never serious. And I'd like to see more seriousness.
You think we're still kind of shuffling and flipping flapjacks, so to speak?
No.
Well, who do you think is responsible for the stereotype? Do you feel that it's time for the networks to, you know, step up and produce more quality original programming?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. I mean, I think it's on both of our parts. I think, you know, we need to step it up as far as, you know, the writers, the producers, just going after our dreams in terms of pursuing something like a project like Tyler Perry has done, and he's done so, you know, so well so far, and I think that should be the inspiration for more, you know, writers, producers, actors to step their game up and just, you know, come with it.
Do you think we still stereotype in television?
Yeah, it's kind of like that slapstick, you know.
Flip some flapjack, mammy. How I love ya, how I love ya.
Yeah, I'd like to take that on.
Welcome back to Baisden at the Dark, family. Today's issue is putting the class back in black entertainment. Got a question for you, Sheryl, before I go to the audience. is there any role you refuse to play, regardless of the dollar amount?
Oh, you know, I think my whole career, it's all been about, I did not want to do anything that my grandmother or my family could not look at and say, that's my daughter, that's my granddaughter. Anything like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do black comedians think it's funny to dress up as big black women?
Ooh. I think that's for you, Paul.
Break them
it's the Aunt Jemima syndrome. It's why a lot of, it's what we're caught up in. It's a lot of black women wear their hair relaxed, so white folks can be relaxed. Because when your hair is nappy, they're not happy. And so it's no, it's real. It's a reality of it. So that's, Hollywood is into what it knows, you know, and that's why Gone with the Wind was the first Academy Award, Mammy. So they're in for that. So when they see, that's funny to them. And this, it's like Wesley Snipes. When Wesley Snipes first came on, it was all about this black man. I mean, he is black. You know Wesley's black. Right. And no, if you rode him home in your car today, they'd stop you and give you a ticket for tinted windows. I mean, he's black, so... We know that, and beautiful. And when he came on,
because he is beautiful.
No, all the women loved him. The Asian women, the white women, the Latin, they were all. It was sex. Yeah. So Hollywood said, sex? The next time I saw Wesley, he was a drag queen. And then the third time I saw him, he was a vampire. They fixed that.
Wow. Let me ask you a question about this bill. Dick Gregory. What does Dick Gregory represent to you?
Wow, humanitarian, honesty, a guy who's a trailblazer. He was like in Bill Cosby's kind of era, and I respect him. I mean, he opened the way for me, George, you know.
Yeah, George, you got to touch on that because he was actually at the event that I saw Paul at.
Dick Gregory was the N-word, which I hate saying the N-word, but he was the first person he wrote a book called The N-word. So he said, when you said it, you'd be publicizing my book. He was the first person to push it. He still says it. He says he'll always say it. He said because when him and Martin Luther King were down there, that the sheriff rode up on the horse and said, that N-word loving president of yours, if you cross this line, I'll shoot you. He said, so he said, I'm always going to say it till I die. So that's his reality. And Richard Pryor was the first comedian, because when Richard went to Africa and said it wasn't in the African language and it wasn't...
he said he didn't see any ends there. I remember the show.
Say it anymore. He took that whole stand. He said he wouldn't say it anymore. And for me, I was married to the word, and I was the ambassador for the word. And I mean, so that was my lover. I mean, you're very dedicated to your lover. I was into that word until that Michael Richards stuff came, and I got to see that over and over. I mean, they all called me from Jesse Jackson to what's that other man's name?
The Reverend
Al Sharpton. I went to his birthday party. He said he was 52. His hairdo was 52. But anyway, he kept saying. He kept calling this Asian lady Little Kim. This is for real. We were in a room as big as this. Little Kim. I said, why is he calling that Asian lady Little Kim? And then I got over there. It was Little Kim.
Let me get a question real quick. Yes, sir.
Okay, what do we portray pimps and hoes on TV?
Go ahead, Sheryl.
It seems as though something has gone on with us that we have started now to accept the stereotypes and make the stereotypes of us real. I don't know what that is. I saw a film at the Essence Conference not too long ago, and they showed some of the images of black folks from the turn of the century. And then they married that with those same images now in this new century. And it frightened me that over these 100 years that we can keep accepting the lowest denominator of ourselves.
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah. Why?
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 Because of our society and what we're in. Look.
It's not okay anymore, and it's not funny anymore. And I'm tired of it. Pimp my ride, pimp my house, pimp my dog, pimp my purse. Oh, can we stop it, please?
Did you say pimp my purse?
Pimp my purse.
Go ahead, Paul. The image thing is this. When they had the civil rights case years ago about, you know, they did that test to show the racism about the doll test.
Yes.
That was 60 years ago, okay?
That's right.
Now, this 18-year-old, she won an award. She did the same test, And the kids said the same thing. No, they asked, where's the bad doll?
That's
the
right,
black one.
the black one.
Where's the good doll? The white one. Where's the pretty doll? The white one. And I said, they had the wrong questions, because I would have been in the room and I said, where's the serial killer doll? The white one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'd like to know why, when we're portrayed, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, along the lines of what you were saying, I'd like to know why when black people are portrayed in the media, our images, if we're intelligent, professional, white collar, that's considered so unbelievable. That's not a real black person.
Like Bill Cosby.
Yeah, well.
Or like, I remember when I was
or
little.
like you.
Thank you, but I'm very real, but you know that.
I know that.
I remember when I was little, there was a series called Julia, and Julia was playing. You remember Julia? Okay.
The nurse, right?
And Julia was a single mom, a beautiful black woman, a single mom raising her son, and Corey was very well adjusted, and they worked in the doctor's office, and everybody kept saying, there's no black woman like that. And I was like, yes, there is. It's my Aunt Yvonne. She exists.
Isn't it true that the, what's the name of the woman who worked on Good Times? Not Good Times, but, Good Times.
Esther Rose.
Esther Rose. She fought for the first black father in the household on television, right?
Absolutely. Because they didn't want to put a man in the house with her.
That's right.
They wanted her to have all those kids on welfare by herself. And she said, no, give me a husband that I love.
That was one of the best TV daddies ever. Bill, was that the best TV daddy ever?
Let me tell you, when I was a kid, Good Times, the Jeffersons, and then I graduated from that, went to the Huxtables. And I remember when the Huxtable family was on TV, people used to be like, ain't no black people living like that.
Gosh.
I was like, I don't see them, but I want to live like that. That's what me, because I was living like Good Times, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, wow, they had nice sweaters. You know,
one last question.
I was like, that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm gonna get me a sweater.
See, I think that's part of the problem is that we don't have enough balance.
Right.
We don't have enough balance of all the images of who we are for people to really see.
The true reality of it is that, this is all great and fine and dandy, and we all know what it takes and what it is that we should be portrayed as, but we don't run it. The white folks run what's being shown in the news. You think when that house burns down, it's not an intelligent person that saw that house burn down? Yeah, they go right past the one who articulated what happened in the story and go back to, man, you should have saw that fire. It was blazing. And that's who's going to make the news, because that's the they pick it.
Cephas, I'm sorry.
Why was the people expected to speak broken English and Ebonics and then call white acting if we talk properly?
But you're talking white. No, but that's also a trick. This is a foreign language. Listen, this is a foreign language for us. This is not our language. We have European names, okay? Our blood is mixed on purpose. There are white people born in Africa. They get in my face every day, and they go, I'm African. I go, really, Labumba? And they go, no, my name is Judith. I said, oh, I get it. See, they keep their names. So we have this whole thing that we have to come out of. Everything was taken from us. No race in the history for us of the world has bounced back. We're bad. Has bounced back. We are bad.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're trying to make a difference right now with this show. Thank our guest family, Paul Mooney, Sheryl, Bill Bellamy, Crazy George Wilbur. We're going to be back to hear one of the hottest poets in the game. This is Baisden at the Dog.
Well, this year we wanted a beautiful garden.
When you name a problem, we had it.
Oh, yeah.
But luckily we met Janet Lowe's. Oh, they had a couple issues.
These things are everywhere.
Wood ants. You can tell by their red and black bodies.
Welcome back, family, to Baisden at the Dark. Our next guest is one of the hottest poets in the country. Trust me, you are going to enjoy this man. Give him some love, family, for Mr. Ken Bright.
The title of this piece is Dollar Bill. The thing that I'm about to discuss is something that we all know very well. You see, if you have it, you're considered successful, but if you don't, then the world thinks that you failed. And throughout the ages, this thing in this game has always remained the same. Well, to be honest about it, the only thing that ever seems to change is its name. I mean, most people call it money, Some people call it cash, credit card, Skrilla, loot, fetty, cheese, chips, De Niro, change, currency. But tonight, for the sake of keeping it real, we're just going to make it simple and call it dollar bill. You see, I got to talk about old dollar bill because in my eyes, old dollar bill is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, who else besides dollar bill can cause you to make moves you said you wouldn't make? Will have you taking chances you said you wouldn't take? Will have you stand at places you said you wouldn't stay, even laying your head on pillows you said you wouldn't lay? I mean, dollar bill will have you doing things you said you wouldn't do. He will even have you screwing people you said you wouldn't screw. I mean, come on now. There's some of you that's up in here tonight that are in relationships with people that you don't love or like, but you ain't going nowhere. You know why? Because they got that dollar bill. You see, it's not even a relationship, it's more of a business deal. I mean, can I keep it real about dollar bill? And on the flip side, there's some of you that's in here tonight that are in relationships with people that you really love and like, oh, but you thinking about letting them go. Because whenever you ask for dollar bill, they broke and they always say no. Then you tired of feeling like you poor. You want to buy what your little rich friends buy when they go to the store. And you just can't take this broke lifestyle no more. I mean, can I keep it real about dollar bill? I mean, people are always talking about I really love my job. I'm not just working for the money. You's a doggone lie. Let your boss tell you that you can work, but you can't get no dollar bill. Then let me see how Mr. or Miss I really love my job feel. I mean, can I keep it real about dollar bill? I mean, don't get me wrong about dollar bill. I mean, we need dollar bill to pay our bills. Dollar bill can help you live that life you've always wanted to live. Have you given to people more than what others can give? Have you driving the newest and fanciest car around, standing the biggest and most expensive house in town, but you watch dollar bill? Because he can flip the script and send you tumbling down and change that big old pretty smile into a real ugly frown. I mean, can I keep it real about dollar bill? People will loot, shoot, put on knee-high boots, the prostitute, dress up and get cute so they can dance and take pictures in two-piece bathing suits, all for dollar bill. People will rob, kill, steal, fake like they ill, sell rocks, weeds, and pills, make crooked deals, teach, preach, lay hands, and heal. All for dollar bill. You see, a lot of blood has been spilled because of dollar bill. You see, I know folks has been best friends for years, but let that relationship end in blows, wounds, and tears, all because somebody came wrong about dollar bill. Do you actually think slavery was about the white man hating the black man? Or the white man thinking that he was superior and that blacks were inferior? Hell no. Slavery was about the dollar bill. You see, old master realized he can make more money if he didn't have to pay the hand to work the field. And the government's response to the victims of Hurricane Katrina? Negro, please. Most of them folks ain't went back to New Orleans because most of them folks ain't got their cheese because we got a president that rather spend that money trying to take that oil from overseas. So one more time, can I please keep it real about dollar bill? September 11th, the war in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq, the soon-to-be war in Iran, somewhere in the middle of the whole thing. Once you get past all the media hype and political games, there's a bad mother, shut your mouth, that goes by the name dollar bill. Thank you.
You better recognize Kim Bright. Thanks for the love, man. We're going to be coming back with the Whispers family. Yeah. Bathing at the dog, shutting down.
Next item up, Hillshire Farms smoked turkey sandwich. How about penny cup, penny cup, penny cup? Can I get a Halloween candy? Who says Halloween candy? Go once, twice, so. The lady up front with the pony.
Hillshire Farm lunch meat. Byproducts are out. Taste is sealed in.
With a $50 bonus offer and the exclusive 12-day satisfaction return guarantee.
Who would you like to see get their own TV show?
Rodney Perry.
Steve Harvey again. Thank you. This is going to end this interview. Who would you like to see get their own show?
That's an interesting question. Come back to me. I'm not going to lie. I want to see Dave Chappelle come back. You know, I want to see him do something again. You know, I know he went through some issues with Comedy Central, but he's my favorite. I can't help it.
Who is the next person you'd like to see get their own show?
Oh, wow. That's a hard one.
That guy right there. Woo.
Oh,
G? You love to see him on TV. You love to see him on TV? Yeah. Okay. You had a minute to think about it.
Yeah, so maybe one of the Cosby kids or something. Like,
No one expects you to be fine and smart. No. That's scary.
Come on in, baby. Come on in.
Go on, G.
This dude needs to be on TV somewhere. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hey,
I think it's time for you to get these people the money that you promised them.
I should have won. Leave me alone.
I really would love to see Michael Baisden do his own show because I really enjoy his shows. I think it's a positive influence on black people, and it's a lot of things that he can venture out and do to pull black people together.
Who do you think?
I think George Wilson would be the perfect person to come out with a show to put something positive out there.
Wow. Wow, how spontaneous that was. Thank you so much. George Wilborn, After Dark.
Welcome back to the show, family. We're here with the legendary Whisperers. Show them some love. The reality is that there's really not enough time during the show to really tell you how much I appreciate you. We've been working together for a couple of years now. I had a chance to work with you all for the first time on the cruise we did. Absolutely. And ever since then, it's been like family, man. Thank you guys for showing up today.
Thank you, Mike. Let me say it to you once again, brother. This brother always pulls for the underdog, and we love him for that. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nicholas, let's talk about the history of the Whisperers. I know a lot of it started with you, one of the original members. How did this whole thing start?
Started back in junior high school. Actually, we met in Markham Junior High School.
Junior high school?
That's right, in Watts, California. And
Watts, California?
Give Watts some love. Look at
Later on, went to high school at Jordan High School.
Oh, George, we got the That's what we're talking about.
From there, we met a young man by the name of Gordy Harmon, who was singing with a group called the Superbs at that time, who heard us singing and took us to a young man by the name of Lou Bedell.
And how long ago were we talking about?
We're talking about 1963.
1963? Wow, that's the year I was born.
Oh,
is that right? I didn't mean to put y'all on blast like that. 1963. Nicholas, you've been around for how long now with the group?
Well, let's see, 37 years now. Yeah, 37 years.
And the beat goes on, huh?
The beat goes on, that's right.
Yeah, that's the baby of the group.
Say the baby. What do you enjoy most about being with this group, man, with such a history?
Well, really the camaraderie that we have amongst one another. We've been together so long that, you know, when you come together, it's a brotherhood. And they know if I'm off a little bit or my mood is, you know, and we could, you know, I've been with other groups, and other groups, you know, we used to have a knockdown, drag out, and the group was broke up. With this group here, boy, if you come to one of our meetings, you swear but now we hated one another, but 2 seconds later we're going to dinner and or going to lunch.
As it should be.
It just should be. And that's
Scotty,
what keeps us together.
I don't know if it was you or Walter that gave me this advice. I had you on the show one time, and I asked you to speak to some of the young artists out there about maintaining and being true. I don't know if it was you or your brother that said, look, you have to be true to yourself. And what did you mean by that?
Well, what I meant was that, first of all, never give up your dream, never give up your dream, and believe in yourself. And what we learned years ago, that you're only as strong as your weakest link. So unity is a key thing for us. You know, we understand without any one member up here, we just can't make it.
It wouldn't be the same experience.
It just wouldn't be the same thing.
And so being true to the music means what to the artists that are listening?
It means that you stay true to, well, let's take us, for example. We are a rhythm and blues doo-wop group, and we never got to the point to where we're ashamed of that. We're proud of that. You know, so be what you are, not what you ain't, and you'll be fine.
Walter, when it comes to staying together, I know you guys have been together a long time, but the music has sustained. I mean, we play you guys' music, I think, probably every day. We're playing a Whisper song, and the reaction is always the same. What did you all put in your music? We used to say cooking with love, put some love in it. What is it about the music that just endures?
Well, you know what? Like Nick said, Scotty said, we're an R&B group, and the writing comes mostly from Nicholas.
Okay.
But we live, eat, and sleep music. We never stop thinking about it, you know, and that's what we say to young people. You know, you can't do it kind of on the side.
Mm-hmm.
You got to really be committed to it. We love to do this. If anybody would have told us that we'd be here 40 years later, I would have laughed at it.
40 years and still doing it. George wants to get in on this.
You know, Mike, I got to share this, which I don't even know if you know it or not. You know, I've been doing stand-up comedy for 20 years, and I've worked with a lot of different artists. I have to be honest, I've had the pleasure of knowing this wonderful group for some years now, but when I had an opportunity to work with you all for the first time as an artist, I felt like I had arrived because I was on the same stage with the Whispers.
I know. What's bigger than that?
Will never, ever forget that. And I could just ask you if you could do me one favor. I know y'all busy, but if y'all could just hold some type of symposium or some type of seminar to show these young Negroes how it's supposed to be done, I would really appreciate it because they ain't got a clue. None of them know how to dress alike and sing alike and do it. They don't know how to do it, brother.
Oh, man, thank you. We really appreciate that.
You know, usually I have Morris, he'll be sitting over here with me talking to some of the new artists. So I said, Morris, you want to talk to the Whispers? He said, hell, man, maybe they can help me out, man. They've been doing it for a while. Didn't you say that, Mo? Tell the truth.
Hey, school's in for me. You know, it's like, you know, most of the artists come on, and I'm kind of the old school guy, and I have a little wisdom, but I'm all ears, and I love you guys. One of the first concerts I ever went to, and, you know, just one of the best groups ever.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
And Morris is clean yourself. Ain't he clean?
He's the man. No question.
So Scotty, where do we go from here? What is the future for the Whispers, besides doing great music every time you perform?
Well, you just said it. You said it better than me. We try to do the best music, but we're also trying to come into the 2000s, this new century of technology. We have a brand new DVD that we just finished recording up in Vegas, a live DVD of the entire show.
And we gonna buy it.
Hey, I'm glad he said it. Yeah, go ahead, Walt.
Yeah, we just completed that, but more than that, we're going to continue as long as we can bring it, going around the country doing our concerts. You know what? Let me say this to our fans. We are the most blessed guys in the world. Our fans have been with us this 40 years that we've been together. Y'all never, I mean, we love you guys. I'm telling you, you keep us there. You know?
Are you ready to shut it down for us now?
Hey, let's go do it.
We're going to come back with the Whispers. Get ready for the performance of your life, family. The Whispers on Baisden and the Dog.
You know the feeling. The thrill of the save. That secret high from stretching a dollar. That little rush in finding what you need for life.
I want to thank my special guests, Kim Bright, Sheryl, Bill Bellamy, and Paul Mooney. And give it up for George Wilborn, the After Dog Band, and of course, Mr. Morris Day. We'll see you again next week on Baisden and the Dog. Now, Whispers, take us home. Good night, family.
Tell me, girl, what's your fantasy? 'Cause I need to know so that I can fulfill all your dreams. Are you satisfied in your private life? Do you need someone to hold you on those real cold nights? Do you like it soft? Do you like it sweet? Do you like it when we're dancing?
like butter, baby. My love's like butter, baby. Sexy girl, what's this ecstasy? Do you feel me when I creep inside you, A to Z? Are you satisfied, baby, with the way we kiss? Can I go the distance for you? How can you resist? Do you like it long? Do you like it slow? Do you like it when I whisper to you on the low? Do you like the mood, baby, when the wine is chilled? Can I set the table, then our secrets will reveal? Come on. You need a love of your own, just like me, baby. Who will treat you real? It's so nice. Gonna put you with my thing, sugar. 'Cause my love like butter. Love is sweet as butter. So smooth, so smooth. It make you stutter. Step and lick and suck a finger. This ain't no margarine. This is the real deal. Here, girlfriend. This is the real thing, girl. Love like butter, blue. Dripping all over you. Dripping all over you, girl. Love like butter, blue. Come taste it. Don't waste it, baby. My love's like butter, blue. Dripping all over you, girl. Dripping all over you.
This is the place to be. If you want to talk to the black community, this is one of the spots.
Also starring Funkmaster Morris Day, along with the After Dark Band, and featuring yours truly. I am the stress reliever, George Wilborn. Tonight's guest, Dr. Hilda Hutchinson, actor Clifton Powell, rapper and radio personality Yo-Yo, and comedian Rodney Perry, with special musical guest, Music Soul Child. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the baddest man on television, the one and only Mr. Michael Baisden.
Showtime, baby! What's up, family? Woo! Welcome to Baisden at the Dark. We have any married folks in the house? George, it like this.
Right.
Damn.
Well, yeah, here.
You'll appreciate this story as a married man, George.
Okay.
It's a true story, family. On my way to the studio today, on the elevator with a married couple. They're not speaking to one another. They're not holding hands. When the elevator got down to the bottom floor in the lobby, the man walked out before the woman. This is America. Say that again. No, that's it. Damn. Try it again. That's what I was thinking. So I'm thinking maybe this is what happened when people get married, man. They lose that romance. They lose the fire. George, give me a list of things that people used to do, freaky and fun, prior to getting married.
Well, actually, Michael, I have a list right here.
Thank you very much, LD.
And I remember the freaky stuff we used to do. Talk on the phone all night long. Y'all remember that? Take baths together. Have sex in the car. Sex in the elevator. And videotape ourselves.
Yes. That's what you used to do prior to getting married. We're getting ready to shut it down, family. Let's get this party started. Tonight's Mad Issues. Getting lazy special guests, Dr. Hilda Hutchinson, Don't Play With My Yo-Yo, Clifton Powell, and Rodney Perry. You're watching Baisden at the Dark. Shut it down, Morris Day.
Brought to you by Chevy. Every model is backed by a 5-year.
What's up, George Wilborn, your man on the street, right here at Baisden at the Dark. And right now, I want to talk to a wonderful couple. How long you guys been together?
18 years.
He stayed it all off. How long?
18.
18 years. And now, how long y'all been together?
4 months.
You guys married?
No.
Dating for a while?
Yes.
How long?
27 years.
You've been dating for 27 years, and in those 18 years, and I know it's kind of put you on the spot, I want you to be honest with me though. Does your spouse still get you hot? Y'all still turn each other on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
In 27 years, do you all still turn each other on?
Yes, I do.
What about you? I need to keep it real. I mean, I know it's hard sometimes when you put it on the spot, but I mean, is there times where the fire seems like it's going out a little bit?
Oh, sir. 4 kids. We have 4 kids, so it's going strong still.
4 months, so still new, still fresh. So it should still have no problem, keeping it hot. Still hot.
Correct. Yes.
Is that true?
I don't know.
You don't know if it's hot or not?
Excuse me, I'm looking at Yo-Yo. Welcome to Baisden at the Dark, where the topic today is getting lazy after marriage. We're having a great time showing some love for my panelists, starting with the first relationship expert, my girl, Dr. Hilda Hutchinson. How you doing, Doctor?
I'm great. Thanks, Mike.
Our next guest, one of the first female rappers to come on the scene, radio personality, Don't Play With My Yo-Yo.
How are you?
You know I had to go there, don't you? And of course, one of the hardest working actors in the business, Clifton Powell is in the house, family. And of course, one of the co-stars of Who's Got Jokes, Rodney Perry is in the building. Oh my God. Of course, we're having this conversation today about marriage, getting lazy in a relationship. Doctor, we have you on the show many times talking about this. Let's admit it, it's true. Weight gain, lack of romance, they're not dating. Generally speaking, this is true of most couples who get married, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The most exciting part of a relationship is the chase. And when the chase is over, it's like, I got you. You can't go
So how do you
nowhere.
resolve that? I mean, people are getting married. Rodney's married. He looks happy. Anyway, he's married. How do you keep them getting lazy right away? I mean, it's so easy for people to get comfortable, and that goes for men and women.
Oh, yeah, because in the beginning of a relationship, you have all these chemicals and hormones all over the place, and you can't wait to see that person. You think about them, and you just, get, hot and bothered. And then after a while...
I'm about to run over there and give it up right now. Somebody get my wife on the phone. Tell her it's over.
But, after a while, those chemicals start to decrease and those hormones go down, and then all of a sudden, it's like the same old thing every single day.
Clifton, I got to share this with you. I did a documentary on relationships. We interviewed swingers.
Okay.
I'm not going to get into no trouble with this, man. You're safe with me. And we found that the swingers' relationships will last an average of 7 to 10 years longer. Now, it doesn't say that everybody should swing, but obviously they're doing something right that's working to keep the relationship from getting too stale. What do you say about that?
I think as a couple, you just have to continue to work and talk and communicate. I think swingers have it's kind of like a little tricky, because if your guy can't handle somebody else on you or touching you or looking at you, you know what I mean?
I told you in trouble next
No, it's all good. It can get a little hairy. I think, some people have probably worked out the inner communication between each other. And I think the thing about swinging, I guess, is that it keeps it very interesting.
Right. So how do you do that without bringing somebody else into the mix?
I think you got to communicate. You got to keep communicating. I think men and women, I really say guys got to be really soft for their women. I mean, you just got to be...
Did you say soft?
When I say soft, I mean you got to really bend. You got to, if she wants to do something fun, try it.
If your husband wants to do something fun,
give an example of something fun, Clifton. Come on, you know I gotta have fun with you, man.
I give you an example. If you know, I've met women who are, you know, born-again Christians and they're married, and well, my husband wants to go to a strip club. A lot of times, guys go to strip clubs by themselves who may be married out with the fellas.
Going with this.
You know, out with the fellas. You go out with the fellas, and you're having a great time. And if you're really into your mate, whether it's a girlfriend or a wife, you think, hey, man, I wouldn't mind that being my girl, you know? So you want to get your girl to go back with you or your wife, so you can have
women
fun.
should go to the strip club with their husband.
Exactly right, you know?
Do you agree with that, Yo-Yo? Be quiet, Rodney.
I think it's a matter of when you get married, and like the doctor said, things change. You just got to keep communicating and keep that kind of adventurous.
Man, I agree. Yo-Yo, you said yes. I think women should go to the strip clubs with their husband. I think women should strip for their husband.
Now, I like that. I like that.
Enjoy it. I mean, you guys are friends, you're partners. A man wants to enjoy it with his woman. A woman wants to enjoy it with their man, and why not?
I think men should pole dance for their women.
Of course they should.
Now that's gay. Don't you do that, fellas. Don't you be pole dancing. Let me tell you something, Michael. I know what you're saying. We want the ladies in the strip club, but the strip club is a sanctuary for men. Ladies, stay out. We come home. We get warm. Come home to you. Now do what I do. Me and my wife play a game called wiffle ball bat. I take a wiffle ball bat, whack on the ass, and then she chase me around till she get tired. When she get tired, I turn around and have my way with her.
Yeah. Well, see, that's
Did you say yes?
Oh, yes. I think that's great. I think fantasy and role-playing is wonderful. I mean, the best thing that a couple could do is, you know,
Dr. Hutchinson, you role-playing? Are you role-playing? Are you role-playing, Dr. Hutchinson?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Stand on the street corner.
Okay, because I'm sitting here looking at you. Right now, with me and Clifton and Rodney here, what kind of role do you play with your husband?
That's what we do. Peter John, I'm the hoe, baby. Let's go.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So he make it rain, huh?
Yeah, check into a little sleazy motel.
Have a good time.
Skirt on.
Really?
Have a glass of wine.
I think that's really cool. I think role-playing, I think it would be really cool, Yo-Yo, hypothetically, you and me.
Let's go.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
You go to the club. You take your car to the club. Oh, man, and trust me, I can see it. I can see it like a mug. You go to the club before me. We act like we don't know one another. I think couples should do this all the time. You go to the club, you get a drink, you wear something very, very provocative, and I pick you up just like I would be if you were a stranger. Would you play that kind of role with your man?
Of course I would, but I don't think men will play that kind of role. I think men are too afraid to play that role with their woman. I think women are always eager to try something new with their men before men are willing to try something new with their women because they're afraid.
I don't think that's true. I think men have to get into the mindset, like I was saying before, that you really got to be a pushover for your wife. I mean, henpecked is a word we use. I think you need to be henpecked for your wife.
You know what I'm thinking, Clifton? You know what I'm thinking on the serious? I'm thinking what you're saying is true for one reason. When a woman tries something new with her man, what's the first thing a man is going to say, Rodney?
Where'd you learn
that from? Where you learn that from? So if she tries to be too outgoing and try to, because women will read on us, Clifton. Women read and get freaky on us.
Wait a minute, women are just as bad. You can't do nothing new for a woman either. Man, I tried to bring a new move the other day. She's like, where you get that move from? And I just, you know, I just threw that leg.
Do you?
Well, I wasn't really full.
You got to agree with this, Rodney. Do you think that women are more open to try new things than men? Seriously?
No.
Oh, right.
You know what? And you know what, Mike? I totally agree with him.
Because men do it with other women all the time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tell me why you think that.
I really think it's a matter of communication. I think people change. If you've been together like 10, 15, 20 years, people change. I think you got to keep communicating, and you got to get away from, like the doctor said, the norm and have some fun. You got to have some fun.
I know we're going to do many shows about infidelity and cheating. If you're talking about a couple that's going to be loyal to each other, let's get real for a second. You're going to be the only woman, for all the monogamous family out there, you're the only woman I'm ever going to have sex with. We're going to have to do something. We're going to have to do a lot of somethings, man. Talking about 10, 15, forever. It's going down off the chandeliers, dress up like a burglar, hit you upside the head, rob you, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The hell with a goodie drawer. You should have a goodie dungeon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a file cabinet.
You got a file cabinet?
Yes.
What's in some of your file cabinet? You got a rabbit? You got a rabbit?
Oh, about 5 or 6 different rabbits.
She got a rabbit on right now.
Hey, yo-yo. Hey, yo-yo.
What do you use the rabbit for?
Hey, yo-yo, you know what a bullet is?
Yes, I do.
Pew!
Oh, yeah.
Any women out there with a bullet makes a noise.
I feel buzzing right now. Just buzzing.
But it happens all the time, Rodney. You've been married for how many years now?
I've been married 11 years, man. My wife and I, we are happy. But it's like Clifton said, you do have to work at it. You do have to, do little stuff, and I think for men, what we have to do is we have to let the woman know that we still find you attractive. I think that's what's more than anything. You got to let, hey, baby, I still love you, and this thing gets hard for you. Understand?
Can you say that again into the camera, please?
This thing gets hard for you.
Point at your wife, man.
You, baby.
How do you deal with the weight issue, though? For some people, it may not be an issue if they both gain weight together. Obviously, it's not a problem. But if one person is health conscious, the other one isn't, and health has a big influence or impact on your sex life.
Well, I think what happens with women when they gain weight is because they don't feel loved in the relationship.
You don't think they feel sexy, huh?
It ain't got nothing to do with chicken, greens.
They don't feel admired. And therefore, what difference does it make for that gain weight? And he's not even going to notice.
Would it make a difference to you? And I didn't see you radio, yo. Would it make a difference to you, Clifford? Be honest with me. I know, it's a little uncomfortable question to ask a man. Would you stay with your woman and still be sexually attracted to her if she put on 50 pounds?
Took too long for him to answer.
No, honestly, because so when you're married, it's so many different things in the middle. If you love someone, it doesn't matter what they look like. And when you get in a long-term marriage or relationship, like that couple of 27 years, it doesn't matter. I mean, guys put on weight too. I think you get together, you communicate, and I know it sounds a little crazy, sounds ideal, but you encourage your mate to try to get back to, we all put on a couple of pounds,
I'm swole.
The men go somewhere else.
So I think you have to have you have to have a man who, and a woman who really are on the same page. And I say, hey, baby, let's get up and let's jog together, let's work out, and get back to that figure that, but other than that, I'm still going to be turned on because I love you.
That's the key, because a lot of men just complain. They just complain, and that doesn't help a woman.
Let's take it out there to the family. We're going to come back and take it out there to the studio family to find out what they have to say about getting lazy in the marriage. You're watching Baisden at the Dog. This is how we roll.
Okay, we're back, and I just did an online auto insurance quote right.
We're still live on the street, George Wilborn, right in front of the Comedy Union, Baisden at the Dark, and yes, we're putting it down with the couples right now. How do you keep the spice in your relationship after 18 years? It's a long time.
Just work together. Work together.
Yep, do your part. How do you keep the spice in your relationship?
By keeping it going, keeping it real. That's all. Keeping it old school.
What does that mean?
Keeping it old school means keeping the old tradition. Being the man, and having a woman.
Do you try new things like, you put the little teddies on or porn or what? What do you guys do?
Enjoy each other, I guess.
No, you said that already. A little bit of everything. Come on, you come on with it. What is that? A little bit of everything you just mentioned. Is that right? Yeah. All right, let me ask you something. There's only 5 positions that we do, so. It's only 5 positions? That's what they said in the comedy club. Men only have 5 positions. Is he lying? Nah. Do you guys ever watch porn?
No.
I can't answer the question.
You can't? I'm going to take that as a yes.
Family to Baisden at the Dog. That's a hot band. But today's topic is getting lazy after marriage. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot right away, Rodney. I'm coming to you, and I'm going to Morris with this. Y'all better not chicken out on me.
Come on, dog.
What would you do if your wife came home and said, I want to have some sex toys?
What, she ain't going to try to stick nothing in me, is she? I got a little suitcase, Mike, so I'm with all the sex toys.
You got a goodie suitcase?
Yeah, I got a little, I got some toys, because I can't do all that work all the time.
Morris, be honest with me, man. Your wife came, you come home, man, your wife innocent, got toys laid out because they're having these passion parties all across the country, man. What would be your response to that?
I would tell her, why would she try to replace perfection?
Dr. Hutchinson, go ahead. What do you want to say to that?
It's not replacing you. It's adding to
Turn around.
you
Talk to
and
Morris, girl.
making
Talk to
it
Morris.
better. And it can always get better.
I didn't know it could get better at my house.
You know, Doctor, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to go to Yo-Yo on this. You know, many men are having sex rationed in the marriage.
Come on now.
I'm going to say it again.
Man, I ain't had
You
none
say it
since
for me,
4
Rodney.
weeks ago. Y'all stop rationing out the stuff, Todd.
Because that is serious for a lot of men. I mean, when a woman has that, if he's going to be monogamous, that's a lot of power in a relationship.
Well, let me tell you, a lot of women getting sex rationed to them, too.
What?
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of men not kicking it up in the bedroom like they're supposed to as well. So it goes both ways.
I'm glad to see Yo-Yo respond to that. Yo-Yo, do you ration? Do you think ration is a fair thing to do when you're fighting with a man?
No. I'll take it. I'll take it when I can get it, and I give it when you want it.
Woo! Go ahead, Clifton. What are you going to say? You like Clifton like that?
I'm neutral.
You neutral. Not me. That's Miss Baisden over there, boy.
Well, my question is this. Why is it once a woman get married, it's so hard to get sex?
There's a joke that goes, what food turns women celibate? Wedding cake. Oh, you like that, Rodney? You can have that, man.
I can tell you what women have told me. They said before the wedding, before they got married, they used to get hugging and kissing and caressing and massage my feet, suck my toes, you know, do everything for me, baby. And then after the wedding, after you said I do, it's like, okay, you think about it, boing, roll on top, 2 minutes later, it's over.
Did you say boing?
Oh. Boing.
Go ahead, Yo-Yo.
That's for the little guys.
Little guy with you. Thanks.
They call me around the house, big man. I ain't me and you, Rodney. That's what I'm saying.
I also think women ration with men because they think, hey, listen, you have just maybe belittled her, not showed her any attention, and she's probably thinking that sex is the only way you're going to get my attention. She withdraws from it because she feels like if that's the only way I'm going to get your attention, then maybe me saying no will let you respond better to what I'm asking you for.
Before I take your question, can you all understand, those of you, you're married, Rodney, you're married, Doctor, you can understand from us watching married people, because I'm a single person, that you can see why people would not want to be married. Watching them in restaurants, for example, Rodney and Clifton, they're not talking to each other. And I've always said I see very few black couples holding hands. Rarely do I see black couples holding hands.
And, you know, I've been married 11 years, but I've really been thinking about this lady. You got to look at this. When they first conceptualized marriage, they say, till death do you part. You marry somebody till death. But when they first came up with this, people wasn't living but 8 or 9 years. We staying married too damn long. That's all I got to say.
What's your question?
Well, I have a question for you. Why is it that men can get married and that they become lazy and they become overweight and there's not a problem? The women continue to love the men. But when the woman gains weight, there's all kinds of problems.
What's your name?
Cynthia.
Do you not believe in our...
That's because women can go to Jenny Craig and they just don't go. No, I'm joking.
Y'all gonna dog Clifton.
No. I'm gonna tell you, honestly...
Oh, he's just having fun with you.
No, we just having fun. But no, I think when you get married, you really got to work together as a couple. It's just not going to work if you're not communicative, if the man is not supportive of his wife, and vice versa. So I think it should go across the board. If you start gaining weight and I start gaining weight, we need to get together, talk, and work it out.
Yo-Yo, I'm going to put this at you as I respond to you. What's your name again?
Cynthia.
I believe this, and I'm going to toss it to you, Yo-Yo, that men don't love unconditionally.
No, they don't.
We don't. Women are unconditional lovers, and we're not. We love you if you keep the weight off. We love you if you do this. Don't you agree with that?
Yes, I do. That's why I tell women, don't cross over. Stay in your lane. Do what it is you're doing. Women always want to, they want to start off in a relationship, then they want to become their husband's assistants. They want to help them build their company, but they forget about the foundation that they are building, and then it takes them off a track of what they're doing because they're trying to be more of a part of their partner's life instead of just staying in your lane, keeping it a cat and mouse chase, keep on working out, staying the woman you are because that's the only way he's going to stay attractive.
One of the doctors on the show said that, I'm going to make sure I get this right, that men want women to stay the same and women want men to change. We want the woman to be exactly the same woman that we met, and women have this idea that they're going to convert this man. Do you agree with that? Generally speaking.
Generally, I say I do.
Okay. All right, what's your comment?
My comment is, how do I get my mate to consider threesomes as a way to spice up our relationship.
That's my boy!
Threesome! Show him some love!
Yes.
Well, first of all, he can do whatever the hell he want to do big as he is.
You want to know, though. He's serious.
Well, there's some women who will be in for that, you know, and will agree, and other women will never agree to that. And you
Do you
really
think,
have to
can I
sit and
start
talk
some
to
trouble
her.
in here right now? By applause, how many of you all think most women are bisexual or bi-curious by nature? Now, why is it mostly men who are clapping? Do you think most women are bisexual or bi-curious?
Yes, that's been my experience. I see it at the clubs. I see it all around.
So I guess my point is you shouldn't have any problem getting the threesome.
That's me. No, let me answer that, Mike.
Yes, sir.
When a woman, and this is what I think, I don't think women are only ones that love unconditionally. I think when you've been in long-term relationships, you've been married 11 years, I've been married 13 years, you love your mate. I think that when a woman loves you, she doesn't really want to share you. That's really the bottom line.
Yeah, but don't things change, though, Clifton? I mean, you've been married, when people get married young especially, and this goes to all of you guys, people getting married at 21, 25, you really don't really learn yourself sexually at that young age, and you become curious about certain things. What if you become curious and adventurous and your partner doesn't? Doctor?
Well, again, you have to compromise. You can't force your
How
mate
you
to be
compromise
somebody.
with a guy want a threesome, she wants toys, you know, people really can, I don't think people change.
Well, you know, they're trying to be the third party. And it's always the man that wants the threesome. A woman can't go to a man and tell a man that, hey, listen, I have a fantasy and I'd like to.
Yeah, I want your buddy.
Yeah, and I want your buddy. Bring your buddy in the room with us. And it's not going to happen. Men want things from women that they are not expecting to give themselves. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you want to be open on one end, you got to be open on the other.
I gotta give her that. Come on, Rodney, come on. Don't hate on that point, Rodney.
First of all, two dudes in the bedroom is not a threesome. It is a train.
It's nasty. It's nasty. And it's nasty. And honestly, nobody, even the women rent more porno than men do. And nobody, not even women, want to see men, old ashy asses in the room together. They don't want to see it. It's nasty.
Your question. Let me get a question.
Okay.
Two old ashy asses just.
When I get off of work, I work hard. When I get off work, I'm tired. And the last thing that I want to think about is sex. What can I do? What can I do or what can we do to bring back the energy and the freakness?
Well, one of the things you can do is not save it to the end of the day. Start your day off with it. It's the
Nothing like morning sex at the doctor.
for men.
Start the day off.
Testosterone is high. They have the best erections in the morning. So switch it up and have it in the morning. Or have it in the middle of the day. Meet him at a hotel for lunch. You know, and you're the
Boy,
dessert.
Doctor, boy, you're a freak, aren't you, boy? That is my girl right there. Look at Rodney. Hey, thank you guys so much. We're going to keep this moving. Thank you, family. Check it down. Coming up next, Who's Got Those Champions? My boy, George Wilborn. We'll be back on Baisden After Dark.
Treat yourself.
Welcome back, family, to Baisden After Dark. Yeah. Get ready for this. Our next guest is a favorite here on TV One. He's my partner in crime and the winner of last year's TV One Who's Got Jokes contest. Show some love for my boy, George Wilborn.
That's what I'm talking about? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? All right, let me tell you this. Sit down. Let me tell y'all something. Let me explain something to you. I am a very approachable dude. You know what I'm saying? That I just love people. I'm a people person. I like communicating with guys and women, all right? But this one guy, he came up to me the other night. He's like, George Wilbur, I've been following your career, your whole career. I've been following you from the time you started to now, and you doing a great job. I just saw all your little stuff. You a star. I stopped him right there. I said, wait a minute. Now, I appreciate everything you just said to the last part. I'm going to tell y'all what I told him. I'm not no star, and I don't want to be no star, all right? Star spelled backwards is rats. Remember that, all right? I don't want to be no star, all right? Stars nowadays, I'll tell you why, I messed up. The same stars we've been watching all this time, have y'all been seeing what they've been resorting to try to stay a star? Have y'all seen Todd Bridges? Todd Bridges, did you see him skating? Skating with the stars. Todd Bridges used to be the cat's meow back in the day. And then he's ice skating. He had on some tight-ass Bonjour jeans. Now where he found some Bonjour jeans, I'll never know. And then his hairline started about right here. And the brother got hips. He got hips now. So they did a close-up. All you saw was forehead and ass. I was like, what you talking about, Willis? I couldn't believe that Todd had resorted to this. And who told Master P that he needed to dance with the stars? Did y'all see this? Master P danced with the stars. I'm going to tell you something. He did not dance very well. He had on Timberlands trying to foxtrot. He had on Air Force Ones, you know. And he was making all of the judges mad. This one judge just lost his mind. I mean, the judges was world-renowned dancers. These people been dancing their whole life. The one judge just lost it. He was like, Master P, Master P! Why won't you put on some dancing shoes? Then Master P started to talk. I don't be wanting to put on no dancing shoes because I said, ooh, Negro, don't talk. Please, when Master P talked, I hit the closed caption on my television set because I'd rather read whatever this Negro is trying to say than to decipher what Master P is talking about. When he talks, I gather my children and I read to them. And I hold spelling bees and make them write definitions. And let me ask you this. How and where did they find 25 women who claim they in love with Flavor Flav? How did that happen? How did that happen? Flavor Flav? Flavor Flav is the ugliest brother to ever turn on a TV set. You can't even look directly at Flavor Flav. Have you seen that? You got to look at him in 2-second spurts. You just can't beam in on Flavor Flav. You got to peek at Flavor Flav. You just cannot just focus in. You'll burn your retina. You cannot. If you stare at Flavor Flav for 30 straight seconds, you will turn to stone. You hear me? This Negro is Medusa. You cannot. This is the ugliest Negro. You got to look at Flavor Flav through a prism. You got to break them down into 8 little bitty ugly niggas. You cannot just look at this boy. Flavor Flav, I thought Flavor Flav was the ugliest person in the world until I saw his mama. Did I say, huh? That's his mama and his daddy, hear me? She's a hermaphrodite. She had sex with herself. It ain't nowhere in the world a man laid down with that. When the doctor delivered Flavor Flav, he looked at the baby, he looked at the mama, he took his scalpel, cut the cord, and stabbed himself in the throat. He killed himself on the spot. His assistant turned to a veterinarian that day. He said, I'd rather deliver monkeys than to deliver another human being that looks like that. I don't want to be no star. That's my time, y'all. Good night.
George Wilbur, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back, and we're going to have performance
Attention drivers statewide. If you are insured with Allstate, Geico, State Farm, or any other car insurer, you may be overpaying.
Welcome back, family. We're here with Music Soul Child. Show us some love. How do you keep coming back, man? You just keep doing it.
Oh, man, I cannot accept all the credit. Definitely got to give glory to God. I'm definitely grateful for everything that I've accomplished so far. Yeah, yeah.
And the reason why I said that is because some artists, when they come out, they have that big hit. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of artists tell us the same story.
Right, right.
And then they fade for a little while. Music, maybe they come back, maybe they don't. You seem to have that staying power.
Well, I think you know, the audience, the people are not stupid, man. You give them good music, they'll be there. Yeah, they'll be there. They'll be there for it's like good food. You keep making good food, they're gonna show up. They're gonna show up.
Now it's interesting. I know when you talk to some artists and Morris, you know that back in the day, all the artists you knew when you heard a song by Earth, Wind, and Fire. You knew when you heard Ozzy Brothers. You know when you hear a music song, do you not, family?
Wow.
You know when you hear it.
That's what's up.
And you're able to do it without the song sounding the same. They have all have different themes, but they have their own uniqueness. How do you do that?
Well, I basically took a hint from that era, mostly the 70s era. I was very addicted to the 70s era, but music in general, just picking it up from the people that do it and do it well. Basically, you just stay true to the artistic integrity of the music that you're making. When you chasing, trying to be popular, trying to be commercially accepted and all of that stuff, which is cool because it's the people that you're doing it for. You're providing a public service. However, at the same time, be mindful of the fact that you got to give the people something that they can use for their lives.
Let's talk about, much love on that. What are some of the artists, some of the old school artists that you touched on, some of the family back in the day? Who are some of the artists that inspired you?
My musical inspirations is Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, James Brown, Sly and the Family Stone. It gets real gritty, Shaka Khan, Parliament, Funkadelic, George Clinton, Ohio Players. Yo, Crusaders, yeah.
Did you say the Crusaders?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
But I definitely feel Donny Hathaway.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, he was a heavy influence on me. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about note appreciation to keep me from running all over the place, trying to do all of these acrobats and stuff. Even from that whole Minnesota, that thing, I learned about real true funk. Just by watching y'all.
And see, this is good for me because this is one of the few young brothers who I allow my wallet to open up for to buy a CD,
Is it like
CD
that,
to bring it to the house.
Is it like that?
Yeah, it's like that.
Why did him saying Donny Hathaway hold something special in this for you?
Well, because Donny Hathaway was one of my favorites, man. He was just one of the greatest voices who would just sit down at the Wurlitzer.
Yeah, at a Wurlitzer.
At a Wurlitzer. Now, that might be
what is the significance of the Wurlitzer?
It's a type of electric piano, but it's old school.
Yeah, it's just the tone of it is just so, it's broken, but it pierces right through your spirit, and you can't help but to feel it. Yeah, it's like blues music. You can't help but to feel it, man.
Let's talk about the lyrics.
Okay.
Are you writing your music as well?
Yeah. I write most of my music. Sometimes I write with people, and sometimes I even accept records that I haven't written myself. But I agree so much with the lyrical content and the way that it's structured, and I wish that I was able to come up with it. So the next best thing is I didn't write that, but I'm gonna sing that.
True that.
It's gonna be mine.
George Wilborn over here. I'm sure you're a huge fan of music.
I have been, man, from the start.
Thank you.
And it's amazing, man, that once you get and they start labeling your type of music I don't see it like that. I see your type of music as one of the young cats that understand the soul.
Yeah.
We love hearing real music. At the end of the day, we don't care about no titles. We just want to feel good. And you keep it real, brother, with your music, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
How do you feel about that in terms of which I found very endearing, George? I love the concept of neo-soul. It's something about that really works for me.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem being labeled as a neo-soul artist?
I don't particularly have a problem being labeled as a neo-soul artist, per se. The thing is, when you start categorizing and labeling folks, you create parameters. And when it comes to certain people, I'm just going to say certain people, once they're fixed to how they're accepting you and processing you. Sure. They're not willing to accept you no other way because, I don't know, maybe they may be fearful of the idea of you not giving them what they're used to, you know, or whatever the case may be. But just like you mentioned, I consider myself a soul artist. I consider myself a soul singer. I consider myself a soul star.
You have no problem with that, definitely.
Everything I do comes from my soul. Now, when you want to start getting into genres and labels and categories, all of those, they have their tradition. And so long as I, you know, stay true to the elements that make up that tradition, then so be it. I do make R&B music. I do make neo-soul music. I make hip-hop influenced music and other genres that influence my music. But all in all, it's all just soul music. Singer, boy.
Yeah, check that out. Well, let's hear some of this soul when we come back. Music Soul Child is coming up next, right here on Baisden at the Dark. Time to shut it down, family.
The usual?
Yes, please.
Anything else?
When you're trying to be good, tempting treats can be wicked.
No thanks. I'm good.
I want to thank our special guests, Dr. Hilda Hutchinson, Clifton Powell, Yo-Yo, Rodney Perry, and our very own George Wilborn showing some love. And give it up for the Baisden at the Dark band led by Morris Day. We'll see you next week on Baisden at the Dark, Music Soul Child. Take us home. Good night, family.